All right, everyone. Well, welcome back, and we are very luckily joined today by, I think, one of the hottest rising prospects in the UFC today, which is Lerone Murphy himself, the Miracle. So, Lerone, thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's very early where you are. How you doing today, man? So far, I know you just woke up.
I literally just got out of bed. Literally. Usually I wake up at like 6:30, but because I've had a long week of training, obviously I slept in a bit more, but 7:30 is all right to get up.
Yeah, it's a lot better than I did. I think I didn't get up till about 9:30 today after training last night. But yeah, man. Look, firstly, look to our usual listeners. Our co-host Josh can't be with us today. It's some things to take care of, but as always, he'll be here with us in spirit. So, Lorraine, getting straight into it, man, part of the reason we wanted to speak to you today was that, we think your story is one of the most inspiring in the scene of mixed martial arts today, and certainly not talked about nearly enough as it should be. From obviously the incident that happened a few years back outside the barbershop, but more importantly, earlier on when, you had sort of a promising, almost start into football and then suffering an injury and discovering MMA. Whilst it was a long time ago, I was wondering if you could talk about where you were at mentally after that injury and right before you discovered MMA.
Uh, I would say kind of kind of lost when you got like a dream from a kid, and then you're like, whether I would have got there or not, that's a different story. But you got a dream, you're chasing a dream, and then you get injured, literally like not a life threatening, but a career threatening injury. Not many people come back from. So from that, for me, that strayed me off track. That strayed me off track. Then it's like, what else am I gonna do? Um, Tried to get like a few like part-time jobs. Wasn't really for me.
Mm.
Ended up getting involved in street life. Um, and going down that road. But yeah, I feel like obviously if I wouldn't have got injured, my life would probably be totally different now. So everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So, Lauren, training out of Manchester top team is, your home base at the moment. Obviously not only speaks to your pride as an Englishman, but I think it also speaks to the development of the sport over in the UK, where, over there and in other countries like Australia and New Zealand, we're seeing more and more fighters not needing to permanently move to the US to get elite training and become, the top tier fighters in the sport. I was wondering, did seeing Leon Edwards win the belt sort of reinforce to you that you can become a champion whilst, mostly being based out of the UK?
Yeah, I knew that anyway, but that just made it concrete. That give everyone more inspiration. Like it's actually doable. He's took the hard route as well. He could have had a title shot years ago,
Mm.
but do you get what I'm saying? He kept getting knocked back, and he stayed there. He stayed consistent, and he's probably got one of the best well-rounded skill sets about. So it just goes to show that the UK is coming up in all
Mm.
levels. But it did do some training in America. I feel
Everyone
like
goes over for a bit.
one goes over for a bit, but he's not there full time. But I feel like getting the best bits from everywhere definitely helps. But even in the UK now, we've got kids in our gym that are probably like 7, 8 years old and well rounded
Mm.
already. Do you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when I was coming up, we had to go to find not Olympic wrestling, but right wrestling places. You have to go all over the place for different stuff. And nowadays it's all under one roof. So
Mm.
everyone's getting the best of everything.
Yeah, and that actually kind of leads into my next question, which is, the common criticism that, in the past of training in the UK has always been that you can get your world-class striking and jiu-jitsu there, but the wrestling was, always sort of the department that people thought was lacking in the UK. I was wondering, and you just kind of talked about it there, are you starting to see sort of that pure wrestling skill grow in the UK to the next level? And do you think it's more about bringing guys in from overseas to sort of teach things to the UK fighters, or is it more about developing strong wrestlers early on the home soil?
Yeah, you just got to develop the basics, and as you're seeing in fights now, people are getting better at defending
Mm.
the wrestling. You know what I'm saying? So it's making it a lot more even. Obviously, when you're coming against D1 wrestlers and stuff like that, it's a bit different. But we've seen it time and time again in fights where them guys are getting shut down. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people are finding ways of how to stop that type of wrestling. So I don't think you need that kind of 15 years of experience of wrestling to be able to compete against them. You just need basics of the distancing and decent takedown defense. But
Yeah.
we're getting there. We've got knowledge. Coaches are getting knowledge from all over the place, and like I said, I feel like we're leveling up, and I feel like in the next 5 years or so, 5 to 7 years, we'll have more champions, more than one champion.
For sure. So, as a martial artist, yourself at this point in your journey, are you more focused on adding new tools to your skill set, or are you more like focused on refining the skills you already have and really fine tuning all those small details in the techniques that you regularly go to?
Do you know what? I'm always trying to add to my game and learn new stuff and get better. But like you said, where I am in my career now, you've got a specific skill set, and it's all about trying to make that work. But I'm always trying to add to my game, more new submissions, better grappling, better wrestling, and like I'm a student of the game still.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
still believe I can get far better than I am.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the appeal of martial arts is that at least I feel like it's nothing you can ever really master completely. There's always more to learn. So look, you got the fight against Josh Culibao July 22nd, and I'm kind of right in the middle of it, mate, because half my family's Aussie and half my family's English. So either way, I'm going to have some very pissed off fight fans. But
Yeah.
look, looking at the fight and without talking so much on your game plan for the fight, what was it about Culibao that excited you as a matchup? As I know that you were wanting that Nathaniel Wood fight.
Yeah, like I said, if I didn't get the top 15, I would have wanted to fight Wood. I thought they was going to give me top 15. They did actually offer me top 15, but it was too soon.
Mm-hmm.
After the fight, like the timings wasn't right. So we're here now. Got Josh Culibao, which is a top fighter again. So either him or Wood would have been a good fight. Do you get what I'm saying? I've said
Yeah,
that already. He's a good striker, good, well-rounded fighter actually. And he's only been beat once, and I think that was a short notice fight against
yeah.
that Jalen Turner, which is a lightweight. So just shows his level, and I feel like that's going to bring the best out of me on the night as well.
Mm.
It's going to be a chess match in there. It's going to be a good fight, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and we as the fans are definitely looking forward to it. So, on that Nathaniel Wood fight, is that something you've moved past, or is it something you'd still like to get in future, or are you just more focused, climb to the rankings, get a shot at the belt as soon as you can?
That's it. That's it, mate. For me, that's it in a nutshell. Like, who's bothered about like? You get what I'm saying? It's not like
Mm.
he's top, like some top fighter or something. Like, if I beat him anyway, I'm meant to beat him anyway. Like, it does.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter to me. Obviously, I would like to see him down the line. I would like to put some things right and make him know. But like I said, I'm not actively chasing the fight. If the fight was offered in July, I would have happily took that. That's for me. I feel like that's an easy fight for me. Um, but it wasn't offered. And he's saying he's going around saying I'm running or decline the fight. No fight was offered.
Mm.
We don't pick our fights. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what the matchmaker for. We get an email with somebody's name on it, and we just say yes or no. That's it.
Yep.
We don't get to ask, oh, can we fight this guy or this guy?
Yeah, for sure. So, look, we're seeing a lot more MMA fighters, when they get to a certain point in their career, start to test themselves in singular aspects, whether it's boxing, jiu-jitsu, bare knuckle, or, mixed rule set fights, similar to what we saw with DJ and Rodtang. Do you have any interest at all throughout your career in sort of venturing into testing yourself in singular aspects again, or maybe a mixed rule set fight?
I want to retire with the UFC, but I feel like it is fun though. It is fun. I've always wanted to do a boxing fight, professional
Mm.
boxing fight. Never got to do that, obviously. Um, but I would like to do it though. I would like to do it. I definitely want to do some grappling competitions, which I can do while being with the UFC. But I don't want to do like the bare knuckle and all that stuff. That
Yeah.
doesn't appeal to me at all.
Yeah.
I know they get paid a lot of money, but it doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, no, completely fair. Well, look, man, last question from us. Obviously there's a big title fight incoming for your division with, Volkanovski and Yair. And,
Yeah.
whilst I definitely think Volk is, definitely in the conversation for potentially best featherweight ever, Yair is looking really good lately, particularly with his jiu-jitsu. I wanted to know where your thoughts are currently for that fight, as I'm kind of constantly going back and forth on who I think is going to take it.
It's one of them fights where it's like with Yair, you can't predict anything. He's too
Mm,
unpredictable. He can win from anywhere. Like you said, he's got slick jiu-jitsu, dangerous, and he throws spinning stuff, flying knees. But I feel like if there was a fight 10 times, Volkanovski wins 8 of them.
mm,
He's very he's elite. He's very very elite, and he's shown that in the Makachev fight. But I just think that if you roll in the dice, mate, can land on anything, can it? And yeah, he is one of them fighters. So I'm intrigued to see how it goes down. But I feel like Volk takes it though.
yeah, no, definitely. Well, look, Lerone, thank you so much for giving us some time today, man. We really appreciate it, especially as it's this early in the morning. So, look, we'll let you get back on with the rest of your day, man. But we'd love to
Should have
chat to
had
you
a
again in
coffee.
future. You share
Yeah,
definitely a coffee before everything makes it better. We'd love to talk to you again in future, man. All the best.
thank you, brother. Thank you.